Howdy. Hope y'all have been having a good week. I want to touch upon an interesting subject. We tend to, in general, try to build ourselves up or things that we like up by trashing others. And everyone's going to say, well, I don't do that. You know what? Even I do that. But I usually do it more with statistics than anything else, even if the statistics go against someone who I really like. For instance, let's talk about basketball. Most people who were of the Michael Jordan generation, I will say, try to say that Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player in history, greatest basketball player ever. To which I say, well, actually, no. Wilt Chamberlain holds all the records. He holds the scoring record, at least he did until Kareem Abdul-Jabbar passed him. But he had the scoring record. He scored 100 points in one game. He averaged 50 points a game in 1 year. He averaged 30 rebounds a game in at least 1 year. Wilt Chamberlain was the most dominant individual player ever. They say, well, Wilt only won 2 championships. Michael Jordan won 6. Basically, that means Michael Jordan's the greatest winner in history. To which I reply, well, no. Bill Russell won 11 championships in 13 years. Now, the younger people will say, well, but it was a different generation back then. Players weren't as good. Players were as good as they needed to be to win their championships. This is not a competition between today's player and yesterday's player, because Michael Jordan probably couldn't keep up with LeBron. And people don't like that, but let's face the fact here. LeBron James is 6'8", 270. He's the bigger player than Michael Jordan. Now, Michael Jordan's a tough so-and-so. I am not negating how good Michael Jordan was. Michael Jordan, when he wanted it, he dominated. But let's not go crazy with different things. Let's look at the teams. Michael Jordan had a whole lot of people who have become Hall of Famers on his team. Who's LeBron James ever played with that may make the Hall of Fame? I mean, maybe Dwayne Wade makes it. I'm not so sure. I think maybe he's deserving, but I'm not really all that sure. Kevin Love, he ain't making it. So, there are these differences. There's these things you have to look at. There was a conversation that was going on Facebook, and it was talking about Beyonce. And people were upset in this particular conversation because the question was, who was the actual queen of pop? And this was around the time Aretha Franklin passed away. And so I said, well, in general, we all know that the king of pop is Michael Jackson. That's not even disputed. I've never heard anyone even try to dispute that. But the queen of pop, I said, you know what? From my perspective, it's probably Madonna. Now, I liked Madonna. Madonna wasn't necessarily my favorite of all time, but I love Madonna. And you know what? If she had come to this area, I'd have gone to the concert. She actually did much later, but that was when the tickets were $200. I'm sorry, I just wasn't paying $200 to see Madonna. Not at that point. Maybe back in the 80s, well, it wouldn't have been $200. And I paid $50 to go see Michael Jackson, who's my all-time favorite. Anyway, people came out of the woodworks to try to trash Madonna, saying, oh, she's got nothing over Beyonce. Beyonce's this and that and whatever. And I said, oh, really? I said, do y'all know who is the best-selling female artist of all time? Madonna. Who is one of the highest certified female artists in recording history? Madonna. She's number 2 on the list to Barbra Streisand. Who is the highest grossing live solo performer in history, male or female? Madonna. Madonna she just broke everything. I mean, the things that woman did, people can't touch that. And for a female performer back in the 80s, she just changed the game. I'm sorry to say, there might not have been a Beyonce who could do what Beyonce does now without Madonna breaking a whole lot of rules at the time. It's just stuff like that. Why do you have to beat down someone else to basically say, well, this person's great, the other person's trash? At least I got statistics. Now, like I said, I have done the same kind of thing in my own way. I mean, Michael Jackson is my guy. Michael Jackson has broken tons and tons of records. But you know what? When it comes to some of these same things, like, for instance, the highest certified, Michael Jackson on his own is only number 6, which really irks the heck out of me. Now, you put Michael Jackson with the Jackson 5, and he's number 1, not even close. But, you have to kind of take your differences here. So, Why do we do that? Why do we look at somebody and we say, well, I don't like their hair. My hair, much better. I hate their hair, or I hate the clothes that they wear, or I hate this kind of attitude thing that they have and whatever. And we use that to trash other people, sometimes to make ourselves feel better. And there's no real need for that. Something I've never done is I don't blame anybody for the money they make as long as they made it honestly. If you're a Bernard Madoff and you made your money by swindling a whole lot of people and you ended up in jail for the rest of your life, you know what? You deserve to be trashed. But if you had worked hard for it and you didn't hurt anyone, really, and I say that because there are people who step on other people to get rich. I don't like that type of thing, but it's kind of common. I mean, that's how a lot of folks have gotten rich. I hate it, but, this is a different thing. They didn't take advantage of anyone else. They just basically outworked somebody. So if you made your money, if you're worth it, if you're a baseball player and you get a $250 million contract, A-Rod, I'm not mad at you because obviously someone figured they could still make a ton of money off of you. Anyone offers you $250 million, they're making a lot more. That's just how life works. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up, ask you guys the same question. What do you think about this? Do we really need to trash someone else or demean someone else in order to make someone that we like look good? Like I said, I acknowledged it, but at least I do it with numbers. And, like I said, Wilt Chamberlain is my favorite basketball player of all time. But I acknowledge that Wilt only won 2 championships, but he won 2 championships. There are players who have never won a single thing. Wilt is my guy. But I have to acknowledge Bill Russell. 11 championships in 13 years. I have to acknowledge Michael Jordan. 6 championships in however many years he played. But Wilt's my favorite. And I don't trash anybody else. I mean, I'm certainly, like I said, not going to trash Michael Jordan. I'm not going to trash Beyonce. I'm not going to trash anybody on those levels. I'm going to promote my person, and I'm going to use stats to do it. But I don't think I'm really trashing. But I have heard people who trash. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just trying to justify it. What are your thoughts? Please let me know. My name is Mitch Mitchell. I hope you have a wonderful week.